And boop, we
What I
alive.
saw
Okay.
recently, which was a
Woo!
really funny energy to watch, this woman being like, POV, you're talking to your nonprofit boss, and it's like, well, here's the thing, that's a great question. The thing that we're really trying to do, and she takes a bite of half a blueberry, and she goes, one of the things we're like really trying to do now is like encourage people to like include us in their wills, you know, like make death meaningful again. Eats the other
I've
half of
seen
the
this
blueberry. And I'm like,
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, good
this
lord.
woman.
But yes.
This woman thinks traveling to France is working hard.
Too real.
Oh, good God. Well, this is not an evening for working hard. This is an evening for relaxing, luau vibes, the band aisle, a bunch of fucking selkies. That's absolutely awesome. And, you know, welcome to the table and all that kind of stuff. It's just a chill evening. And Gab's here? No way.
No way.
Oh my god.
Oh
No
my
way.
God.
Oh my
Guys,
God.
I'm literally
Guys.
blushing. I wasn't
Oh my
prepared.
god.
Oh my God, and whoever Gert go may be. Yeah, okay. But is there anything that we want to
We'll
chat
figure you
about
out
to date the
eventually.
stream before we hop right in? Are we already to play some D&D?
Yes.
Yeah.
D&D
Yeah.
time?
There's a volcanic eruption in Indonesia earlier today.
Well,
Oh,
I
Google
don't
that.
think anybody's been hurt yet, but a lot have been evacuated, but it's just interesting.
I'm
Nice.
Googling it. I
I
want
thought
to see
it
what
was
it looks
off of the
like.
coast of Japan.
Ooh, Ring of Fire is being active today.
Oh, it sparked tsunami fears. Oh, God. Hundreds
Uh-oh.
evacuated. No injuries as of yet.
All right.
And you know what? I'm not going to be morbid. I'm going to say no injuries at all. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Positive vibes all
It'd
around.
It'd be kind of fucked up if the news article was like, no injuries as of yet, but they're coming. they're coming.
On
It's
their
like,
way.
Jesus
Don't
Christ,
you worry.
NBC. Bad tape
Don't
for
you worry.
All right. So with all of that, anything else, or wanna hop right in?
Let's hop right in.
Let's hop right in. Let's hop right in. Yes, yes, yes,
Good.
and yes.
Jump
All right.
in.
Then a very quick, deep, and cleansing breath. We started late. We gotta strike with the irons hot. Sound good?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then please join me. And everything after the breath is canon, and I didn't write a recap. Who wants to recap what happened last session?
I'll go.
Okay, Kate, you got this.
You're braver than me.
Last time, after much deliberation on what to do about Ongo, the party poked and prodded Ongo for 45 minutes of game time. We learned that other people, such as him, cannot see Ongo. It seems like something only we can do. We learned some stuff about his magical nature, that he's a cleric, and that perhaps a death domain cleric, as the man in black is a narrative trope resembling death. We clarified some things about her and Mdago, that she did not sell her soul, she just has her coat.
I signed the
Uh,
contract. Don't worry about it.
yes.
I'm getting that coat back.
I'm getting that
It
damn.
was a coat-related contract. We learned the contents of Ongo's hourglasses that resemble the four of us, and he said he is watching the four of us. Not sure as to why. We learned that the accountant contracted Ongo and not the other way around. We touched the accountant's things, but we don't know what exactly we touched. Who's to say? We could be here all night going through what of his belongings we touched. But then we met End of Tales, the Band Isle elder, who told a very sad story about his child, Sweet of Tales, and his partners, and how they left home, went to the Arbor, changed their names, and that was the last time they'd seen each other. To which then the connection was drawn that these people became Bihono, Sarde, and Lauren Rockyall, with gifts of listening, speaking, and seeing, thus drawing connections to at least in game that we have seen of the All-Seer. And that's some characters may have seen the All-Hear around, and the All-Sayer, who has not been seen yet in game. So that's revealing that End of Tales is Cowrie's grandpapa.
Grandpapa.
Very sweet
Grandpapa.
reunion there. Yes, and we told End of Tales that we've seen the All-Seer or Sarday in the well, and he asked us if we see her to tell her to come home, as End of Tales is very old, and the same to his other children. Excuse me.
You can do it. I'm believing you.
Also confirmed that Rockyall, the loot that Cowrie stole from Cinta that was borrowed from the All-Hearer, is the All-Hearer / Lauren's loot. So Cowrie will have to give that back at a certain point, but it'll be a nice little family reunion. We'll see what happens. Scooba-doop-ba-doop-boop-boop. We learned some things about the Bandal contributing to the Battle of Sailor's Pass. Then we had a nice luau time. Mud got some food, as classic Mud behavior.
Classic Mud.
Everybody made some flower crowns. We made flower crowns for Ongo, which revealed that if you place something on Ongo, it disappears to others who cannot see Ongo, but Ongo accepted the flower crown. Her developed an immunity to purple flowers because she kept eating them.
Yeah.
That's something we'll use later. Olive apologized to Skull Gong. It seems there was a grave misunderstanding and they both felt bad about what happened.
Felt awful.
And then Olive and Cowrie had a nice little dance in the water. Had a nice time together. Yes, and that is where we left off.
Okay. Kate, a wonderful summary. Thank you so much. Incredible detail. And we're able to pick back up. Again, the night is in full swing. The children have now since gone to bed, and some people have kind of petered out, kind of getting all like the good vibes out of their system kind of earlier in the evening. But as Cowrie and Olive are finishing up their wonderful aquatic dance, you're all able to find yourselves in the luau and able to see Rex of Bassoon escorting End of Tales over, again, still hundreds and hundreds of Selkie on the beach, but compared to the absolute overwhelming crowd that you've seen before, definitely has thinned out. And as End of Tales is approaching and is going to just take a place by the feasting table where Mud got his food, the stage is yours. What do you guys want to do?
I know we had a flower crown to bring to End of Tales. If we want to go chat with him real quick.
That would be lovely. I'm sure he would very much appreciate that.
All right. We go over to End of Tales.
Okay. Who else is going over to End of Tales? Her, Mud, what are you doing? Going over? What's Mud doing?
Mud's just overstimulated, so I think he's sat like crisscrossed on the, in the ocean, just kind of making little ripples.
Oh, okay.
With the tide coming in.
Just kind of chilling out. Absolutely wonderful. We will get back to you in just a little bit, which would then mean that it's going to be Cowrie, Olive, and her heading over to End of Tales. Just kind of sitting down, taking his staff, kind of putting both of his hands on it, looking over just at his people, essentially, just enjoying themselves and having a peaceful evening. And you're able to see a very heavy... kind of like a sigh, a little bit of a grunt of just momentary satisfaction at such happiness. And you guys are able to approach.
Yeah, you can give it to him.
No. I think you should give it to him.
Are you sure?
He's your grandfather.
Okay. I hold it and I go up. End of Tales. Hello.
Cowrie.
Are you enjoying the luau?
My old joints don't exactly allow me much libation now, but It's excellent to see people having such a wonderful time.
Definitely. Well, me and my friends, we really enjoyed the flower crown crafting, and one of my friends made this for you. We wanted to give it to you.
He looks down at it and just give me a quick insight check. I'll say that each one of you can do it. All you got to do is beat a 13.
14 plus
14?
whatever my modifier is.
18.
18.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You're all able to see his eyes kind of widen, and there's a little bit of like glimmer come across it. And in this moment, as he receives this flower crown, he receives it in the same way that like you see that this kind of takes him back to like when he was parenting a younger child and they'd like make something for him, and it's a feeling that he has not felt in a very long time. And you're able to see genuine joy kind of strike across his face as he goes, "Thank you for thinking of me. You would all fit in well here."
Well, we also just wanted to say thank you again for speaking with us and welcoming us here, because we have a journey ahead of us and we'll likely need to head out very soon, probably in the morning, but just thank you for everything.
Traveling can be a thrilling addiction, and I hope your adventures treat each of you well. And you see he kind of takes the flower crown and he wraps it up into like a small little coil, and he places it right on the top of his little staff, just to adorn like on top of like the white, almost like leaf-like papers that are coming off of it.
Well, I hope to return, and I hope to send Bahono and Soren.
Sarday.
Gosh, Sarday.
Sorry.
You
I
can
was
just call me
combining them and
All-Seer,
I
the All-Sayer.
confused
Yeah, you're all good.
So we'll try and send Bahono, Sarday, and Lurin back this way as well.
He reaches out his hand in an effort to kind of like take yours. If accepted, it's up to you.
Yes. Yes,
Clasps
definitely.
your hand in both of his and says, "The effort, the commitment, that's very appreciated."
It's the least I can do.
Thank you all for spending the fading energy of youth to comfort an old man.
Thank you for welcoming us here. You have a lovely home.
Of course, we pride ourselves on being welcoming. My understanding is that you met Conch of Loot and the siblings of Loot as well. It's a large pod, one that is incredibly social. Welcoming, I hope it was a good time. They educated you on the minorly toxic flowers that grow right by the shoreline, correct?
Yes.
Oh, they were very tasty.
His eyes kind of like shoot open as he looks over. He sees the purple stain all over your mouth.
Yeah, they were very good. Thank you so much. I have really enjoyed them.
Don't thank me. I would have smacked them out of your mouth. So, who let you eat those?
You let me eat those?
We're sort of on the table.
Yeah, they were just there.
Nobody lets her do anything. Her just does what she wants.
It's a good point.
You hear Mud shouting that from across the beach.
I'm getting the kind of vibe from you that you're just like a natural force that people need to move out of the way of. Like there's no, it's like the tide coming in. It can't be stopped. It just kind of needs to be accepted and worked around.
Yeah. I think that's like the nicest way you could have put it, but I really appreciate that. And I hope, thank you for allowing us to be here, and I hope our paths cross yet again in such a pleasant scenario way.
You and your crew are always welcome back here. Even after my passing in a few years, I am sure the people of this island will greet you with open arms.
Out of character, does he know that Cowrie's his granddaughter? I don't remember if he
Yes, he does.
he realized that. He realized that. Okay, I was just double
Yep,
checking.
absolutely.
I was like looking through my notes and did not see that, and I was like, oh, that would
Yeah,
probably
because Cowrie has a shocking resemblance to all three of their parents.
Oh yeah, that. But we said okay, just checking.
Decided it was a little secret I would keep just for me.
Also, because he fully just started, honestly, and like you kind of get the idea of like emotions don't kind of have the same social taboo they might have in like other cultures. He fully wept in front of all of you. Like this is a very like open kind of circumstance.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
any
just
other
did not write
questions
that
for
down.
End of Tales as you guys kind of chill and chat for a little bit?
I'll just say, well, I will definitely be sure to return before your passing, and we will see to it that your children come home before that.
He smiles and he nods and he says, I know you will do your best.
I give him a hug,
Big.
and I say to him, I am so very grateful that we met you.
He like kind of again like way heavier than you, kind of like just the warmest, like blubberiest, like leathery skin hug, and he kind of like pulls back a little bit, and he like cups your face in his hands again, and he says. He doesn't say anything. He just kind of nods, and you're able to see like a little tear kind of well up in his eye, and you know that as grateful as you are to have met him, you cannot possibly imagine the joy that he feels having his family reunited with him. And Mud, perception check.
Ooh.
Ah,
Boingo boingo.
What is this about?
God. What is this?
Oh dear, appears we're being boarded.
They're coming on board and killing all of us. What'd you get?
17.
A 17. You are able to hear and kind of like clapping, and Mud, you kind of sitting like closer to the shore, you're able to notice that coming around the bend of the island, walking on the beach towards the luau, you're able to see 3 figures leading a group of about 20 to 25 people.
Huh?
You're able to see a large group of individuals who are not at the luau walking towards you, and you're able to hear, I will say the 17, you're able to hear kind of like chattering that is most definitely not like the kind of like surfer persona that you, like the surfer accent you've heard. This sounds like traditional pirate accents.
Have they seen me?
No, you're just kind of sitting in the water, and you're not particularly close to any kind of like torch or lighting. So they have not seen you yet. No.
Okay. Mud isn't inherently paranoid. Alrighty. I'm gonna... Oh boy. No, that's stupid.
Am I wrong? Because I want to.
No, I was gonna be like, he slips into the water, just doesn't breathe. No. What he's gonna do is, he's gonna stay in the shadows.
Okay. Got it.
He's gonna try, yeah.
Absolutely. Then go ahead and just give me a stealth check if you want to just stay in the water.
I cast guidance.
Yes, guidance, got it.
You know what? I do want that D4. Okay, here we go.
That's the face of someone who rolled
That's
well.
Yeah.
that's 3 nat
Yeah.
20s. You got it on a D4.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Yeah.
So I roll for my dice, my D4.
Mhm.
I rolled a 2, and I have a +4 to stealth.
Mhm.
So overall, that's a 7.
Okay, got it. No problem.
I rolled a 1.
Well,
What?
well, with a 3 on the die plus 3, they do not see you. You are able to remain in the water.
I think he just lies back and like is stiff as a board in the water. Like it's just like.
Okay, perfect. As this larger, now like the Selkie kind of move a little bit. They kind of begin like grouping up together and kind of moving as like these like pods and just like a way of like these. Like there's a lot of people coming in. They sound kind of jovial, but they weren't expecting to have people today. And also it's tokens. Like having a bunch of like random pirates come in really like isn't that common. And so I'm gonna need Cowrie, Olive, and her to give me stealth checks very quickly.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
You need to beat a 15.
18.
18?
Yay!
14.
Remember, we have coins.
Oh, we have coins. Oh, I'm gonna flip
You
my
do have a coin,
right,
yes.
right. Nope, that's a 14.
14?
Yeah.
18.
An 18, excellent. Her, I think it's appropriate. Cowrie, kind of like in this like embrace with End of Tales. Olive, kind of close by. Her, you're the most visible out of everybody.
Am I taller than most of the Selkies?
You are taller than almost everybody here.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And for that, because Olive and Cowrie and Mud are kind of like obscuring themselves. Mud, you just would know all of this. But her, give me a perception check.
Can I use my stealth check to help her? Like
Nat 20, it's
Nat
okay.
20.
Ooh.
Her, you're
On the
kind
Rochi die.
So her,
Hell yeah.
again, what's currently being, because you're the only one that's like visible, it is a sea of Selkie, and then you, 6 feet tall, just like look, again, just like on the beach. And what you're able to hear is, "Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful jiggin' and jibbin' jamboree, and I hate to interrupt, but I've come to make an announcement. My name is Jiminy Tongue Twister." And you guys are able to remember Jiminy Tongue Twister, the bounty hunter that you guys met on his way to the Palm, specifically called back there to go after you guys, and now he is at the Bandile with seemingly his quartermaster, his main gunner, and most of his crew on the beach. I need to make a perception check for Jiminy real quick to see if they...
With my nat 20, do I know they're coming for us?
You guys are well. So Jiminy then begins like kind of pontificating, and he just kind of begins talking. If you would with the nat 20, you could hear his entire speech, but very importantly, you're able to hear a line pulled out, kind of skipping ahead a bit, where he goes, "I did some seawater sleuthing and deduced that given Cowrie Shadrach is a Selkie, it would only make sense that they would run pointedly back to the pod that produced them."
This fucker.
I like turn to them. I go, guys, we gotta go. Wait, were you able to hear that? Oh, I didn't know if you guys were also here.
Were we?
Sorry.
So yeah,
Well, we
you
could probably hear him,
Well,
right?
it's coming, right?
Yeah, well, so Mud, you're currently in the water, and where you ended up, because their perception was so low, you are currently behind everybody. So they're currently have their backs to the sea, their backs to you, and they're looking out towards all of the Selkie on the beach right now.
Was my nat 20, am I able to clock Mud? Well, I forget what I rolled. Perception?
You were able to look and fucking see, like, Laura Croft coming out of a lake. You're able to just see Mud's eyes reflecting torchlight back to you.
Hey, gang. Yeah, we gotta go. I'll back to the ship. Grab him, and I'm gonna Misty step 60 feet towards Mud.
No, I'm good.
Could
I'm
be in
good.
the water.
I'm good. I don't
No,
need
no,
help.
but-
I don't need help.
Don't worry about
need
it.
help.
Don't worry
You
about it. I'm
rolled
going.
shit on stealth. I don't need your help.
Don't worry, I'm there.
Look, very quickly, Jiminy looks over, and he goes like, "Would that happen to be... I think you introduced yourself as Shannon to him when you met him. I'm pretty sure. Would that happen to be Shannon that I see over there?"
I start to wave my hand and I disappear.
You just Misty step?
Yep, I Misty step.
Okay,
I'm
where
gonna
you
Misty
Misty
step.
step?
right next to Mud.
Okay, got it. So
In
you
the
appear
water.
in the water behind 25 crewmen, Captain Jiminy Tongue Twister, and his gunner and his quartermaster.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So you're now behind all of them. Give me a quick stealth check as you just and just disappear.
Guidance.
Thank you.
God damn it.
Oh, okay. These are good. 18.
18, okay, with a 4 on the die, plus 2 for a 6. You see he goes, "That's my friend Shannon back there," and there she goes, and you are gone.
There she goes.
Okay, perfect. You guys are now split up and are divided by 25 crewmen, plus 3 heavy hitters. It is currently Cowrie and Olive hidden by End of Tails, and it is her and Mud in the water behind them. Now, do you want to hear the rest of his little speech to get some more info, or do you guys want to start popping off? That is up to you.
We'll listen. You guys can run because you guys are probably more wanted than we are.
Do want to listen to his speech.
Yeah.
But I also want to very quickly say to End of Tails, I'm still hugging him, and I kind of go stiff. And I go, I can't explain, but it's for the best if you do not tell these people that I was here.
Do you think
Love
I'm
you,
some
be
kind
safe,
of,
and I'm gonna...
Do you think I'm some kind of narc? He immediately gets up and he puts you behind him and goes if you need to run, you can fully. These are bounty hunters. They are whatever their beef. Do you think Selkie betray their own? Under no circumstance.
I am so glad to hear you say that. Be well.
You be so
Love
safe.
you very
And
much.
He kisses you on the forehead and he's like, "Get out of here. Go. Be safe." And he pushes you towards the forest.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go.
Okay.
Where's him?
Him
Please take him.
Yeah, because Jiminy is like, "What else do I see around here? I see one singular Goliath back there." I don't remember meeting you. You're weird. Hi. He just kind of waves to him, and him's like, "All right, sure."
I turn to Kari and say, "Can you message him and just tell him to we gotta go."
Message. We are leaving right now. We're leaving. We're leaving.
Him
We're
immediately
leaving.
stands up. So again, it is her and it is Mud separated like a wall with all these people. As him begins getting up, he goes "I have to go use the bathroom," and he just begins sprinting as fast as he can after you guys.
King.
I'm gonna lean over to her and I'm gonna whisper. I'm gonna say, "I am a faster swimmer than you. You should start heading out now. I'm gonna go after you, but if we need to make a distraction, I'm gonna make a distraction, okay?"
Don't worry about me. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm
just saying.
I know what to do. I know what to do.
So you're gonna swim?
I'm gonna do the distraction.
No,
Okay.
I'm faster than you. You go.
I
am faster than you. I smack your
walk
hands away.
around.
I smack your. I know. I grab you.
Grab me.
It's just us slapping each other's hands.
Yeah, so you guys are currently having a yeah, and you guys are able to hear Jiminy go, "Now you need not fear, my Selkie friends, as I was able to add 2 capable killers to my crew that will be vital in vivisecting the vixen we are vexing. To my left, meet my new gunner, Cutter
What a
Cat. I need Mud and her to give me a
I
quick
know
perception
this.
check.
It's his wife, his ex-wife. She took his leg.
That's not even remotely close.
No.
No.
What were we rolling?
What's up?
Perception check on Cutter Cat.
All of us? Or
6.
6.
12.
12. So Olive and Akari, you guys are hauling ass towards the main. You guys are hauling ass into the forest, into the main town of Token, to basically be obscured, cut through, run as fast as you can back to the ship. Is that the plan?
Yep.
Got it. So what you guys are able to see is looking through, because it wasn't that great, but you are able to see is that this woman, Cutter Cat, so it's a woman's name. She has darker tan, almost black skin basically, and a short black afro. And you're able to notice that that's she has a similar kind of stature to Cutter Jack from the Arbor. But besides that, you don't see you don't see anything about her like weapons or armor or anything like that. So no indication of what this lady might be good at. You just know that she looks like Cutter Jack. And then Jiminy then goes, and to my right, my new quartermaster, Thrill of Life. And now there is no introduction necessary for this, where you guys would remember the Bengal tiger tabaxi, with like, you know, his saber to one hip, lasso to the other, and the owner of the Impulse Buy, where Olive got her gun and traded Emmon's crown. And where Yorda got the Mithril armor. Clearly he has been invigorated with the idea of Cowrie's bounty, whatever it may happen to be. Which Jiminy then explains, kind of like as Mud and her are kind of like, God fucking no, let me, kind of slapping around. Jiminy goes, now, for the bounty on Cowrie and the Shinies, it is 10,000 gold for Cowrie Shadrach delivered alive to Yassa's 6 spirals. 5,000 for each shiny that was on stage during the Battle of the Bards, and 3,000 gold for the vessel, the SV Ramshackle. So now, and he looks back out towards the Sea of Selkie and goes, I'm looking for a Selkie called Cowrie. And you guys are able to watch as about 90 Selkie of all ages simultaneously raise their hand.
Just the Selkie said ACAB with their whole chests.
No, I mean I'm looking specifically for Cowrie Shadrach, and anyone that hands them over will get 1,000 gold for the trouble. All right, so now with that, Mud and her having this little slap fest, what do you guys do? Because you've got a lot of information.
Mud, we gotta go. We gotta go. That person knows us.
Let's go. I'm gonna grab onto you because I swim fast. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I grab onto her and we start swimming. I have a 40 feet swim speed. I'm dashing for 80 feet.
Okay, got it. Give me a quick stealth check as you grab onto her and just begin. I'll let you just do that as a totally free thing.
Do I need to do it too?
No, you're all good.
Okay.
Guidance. Ooh, okay.
You can flip your coin.
But it's a 12. I kind of want to say.
Can her help?
Can I give the help action some help?
If you are willing to do some kind of distraction to distract them, I will let you give the help action.
Okay, before we leave, I'm gonna do a gust of wind towards the purple flowers, like on the edge beside them, on the other side of them, to kind of blow it towards them. So then they kind of like inhale it and it looks all pretty and, I don't know, a little distraction.
Okay, excellent, no problem. So gust of
Can
wind.
they swallow it?
You want to pull, so immediately
It's in my mouth.
a sea breeze kicks up, and it's weird because it's coming from the land, and it and blows this like massive gust of wind. These like small little tri-petal purple and white flowers begin floating all throughout the air. And I'm gonna do a quick intelligence check for disadvantage for these pirates because they're pirates.
Technically, I'm in the water, and it comes from me, so
What
it
if
is
you-
coming. It is a sea
what if-
breeze.
Well, yeah,
What if
but
make
you want
it
to
look
pull
like
it
somebody's
towards
in
you,
the...
right?
What'd you say? Yeah, I blow like towards them.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're pulling it from the shore towards them. So the purple flowers begin kind of like hitting the breeze, and these pirates begin to go. It's a sign. The purple snowfall for the most wonderful bounty of all times. Men, stick out your tongues. We're invigorated. They got on nat 1 with disadvantage. As they begin to go, they begin trying to catch these purple flowers on their tongues. You're able to hear Cutter Cat go, that has got to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard you do. Thorvald goes, I don't think you're supposed to eat the purple ones. And Jiminy goes, that's nonsense. You shut your traps. And you see kind of like him and like 10 of his crew kind of like get down on one knee. Her, you can give the help action to Mud.
You get the help action. Jesus Christ.
Much better. Perfect. Okay, that is a 21.
Yeah, Mud, you're able to. People start like doubling over and throwing up and shitting themselves on the beach, and automatically, right before you guys kind of hit the water and begin fleeing, we're to cut over to Cowrie and Olive. You guys are able to see this too. End of Tails gets up using his staff to kind of push himself up, and he goes. And he takes his sealskin and he wraps himself up in it, and you guys are able to see the largest tan walrus you've ever seen, kind of like long whiskered, humongous teeth coming out of the front, and he goes, and thing is hopping over towards this entire crew right here, and you guys are able to watch, like, you know, you're sprinting, you're running into the village, and right before your vision is done, you're able to watch as boo, and you're able to watch as thrown and rot, like shells and stuff, and people begin like casting spells, like prestidigitation, like the smell of shit, which is ironic because they're already shitting themselves, and everybody begins to be like chased around, kind of like scattered, as it's a very disorganized effort. They came to the wrong place looking for people to sell out Cowrie. So Mud and her, you guys are like racing down the shoreline, swimming away. Olive and Cowrie cutting through the village of Token. Give me one quick perception check, as you guys can easily find your way back to the port that you guys docked at.
What's your perception, Carrie?
+8.
Oh, I'll give you the help action.
Okie doke. I got a 27.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit! You're rushing. You're able to see the amphitheater kind of like deeper into the forest. You keep hauling ass, and you're able to see the remainder of the buildings that you guys basically missed. Like when you went to talk to End of Tales, and you're able to see like a bronze, like almost like a metal looking building. It's like a square of metal with like this like super weird, almost like a bunch of coat hangers like welded together, kind of like piercing up like above the like tree line, and kind of like looking inside, you're able to see a piano with a bunch of like weird like horns and drums attached to it inside, and you're able to see you're also able to see this like you guys have seen this before. You're able to see a phonograph. Or what is it called? A record player, old gramophone, that's what it's called. A gramophone inside, with like almost like pews lining the inside of this building, as the Selkie apparently come here like listen to like radio waves they can pick up from Golden Steam and like play this like phonograph they have. And continuing to rush, you guys are able to see the library. Olive, a small part of you withers inside as you're able to take a peek in through the crack. It is the most disorganized library, like the most horrendously, like scrolls are with books, are with random pages. There is things on the floor, things on the shelves, things on desks, things on tables. It is horribly disorganized.
We'll come back. I'll fix it. We'll come back. I'll fix it. We'll come back. I'll fix it.
And then the last thing you guys are able to see as you're rushing through the village is that like Aphrodite temple made of that marble. Cowrie and Olive kind of like peeking inside very quickly. You're able to notice. I'm actually gonna get my notes up so I can be very specific on what I say with this. Here we go. Because I want to be very, very specific. I'm going to... yes, you guys are able to look in, and there's a temple to Aphrodite, obviously. Clearly, like, the idea of, like, free love and education, not in the way of, like, reading or, like, mathematics, but in the way of, like, you know, be safe, trust people, love people in the safest way that you can. And right inside, next to the statue of Aphrodite, you're able to see a painting that shows several dozen kids huddled around a very non-Selkie looking cleric with pink hair, golden eyes, and horns. And you guys are able to clock that as you guys are rushing your way out of this place.
How hot is she?
Like an angel's kiss. And you guys are able to kind of like get onto the port. You're able to see like him kind of like rushing behind you guys. You're able to see like a torpedo coming towards your ship in the water. And you guys are able to get back to the HTK exterminator.
I immediately start like giving out orders like him lift the anchor, Cowrie, unfurl the sails. Shit, where are her and Mud? Okay, plot the course towards them.
We're climbing. Sails are getting pulled down.
As soon as we hop out of the water, I start repeating the same exact things Olive just said, but I'm just like a tad second late just because I wasn't there. So I didn't know she said all that.
Pick a station and get to it.
Oh my god, okay.
Shosuba. Sorry, Temperance is on the ship.
Stay.
Sits down, and you're able to watch as Ongo walks out from behind the main mast, like seemingly out of nowhere, comes over and just begins leaning up against the main mast.
Do you want to help?
He does nothing. He says nothing.
Okay, great. Then get off my ship.
And he looks up at you, he kind of like flicks his hat up, and his eyebrows kind of raise a little bit. Give me a quick intimidation check.
Okay.
And I'll say, give it to me with advantage.
Yeah. Get fucked, Uncle Pongo.
That is 22.
A 22. Ongo hooks a thumb into his belt, and he walks down the stairs to the lower decks of the ship and disappears from your view.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Go.
Olive with excellent commands. So we have Cowrie hopping up the rings, kind of getting the sails unfurled. Her attempting to yell people around. Mud and her, what are you guys doing to like help out?
Mud is doing literally all of the heavy lifting.
Got it. You are single-handedly pulling up an anchor from the depths of the sea.
I'm doing my usual of I guess him's on the helm.
Yep,
the helm.
at the helm.
And I'm trying to push air into the wow, I really can't speak today.
Sails.
Into the sails
You are all
so we
good.
can get out of there real fast.
Perfect. And with Olive's
brain's focused
excellent
on other
captaining, making sure that
things.
everybody is kind of working in conjunction, you guys are able to, in the span of like 8 minutes. That's one of the pros of the HTK. The HTK exterminator is that with such a small boat, it doesn't take a lot to get it going. Like it's not like a huge ship like the Cat 5 where you need like 40 people to operate it. All you need is 5 people, their dog, and Ongo. As you guys are able to, and with Her's wind, with Mud taking up the anchor, the sails unfurled, and with Olive on the captain's deck with him, you guys are able to shoot out away from the Bandile, away from Jiminy, Thrill of Life, and Cutter Cat, and the rest of the crew as they piss and shit themselves as you guys are able to sail off into the night.
I'll pump the bilge pump to give us some extra speed as we go.
Awesome. You hit a wave and you literally get airborne in a ship, and you go, and you begin flooring it as you guys have escaped the Bandile.
Woo!
Ooh.
Okay. Absolutely awesome. Give me 1 second here to go back to my thing, and I'm going to change the music a little bit.
Him, could you be on lookout, please? I can take the helm.
Him happily gives over the helm, and he will climb up into the crow's nest and go, and just to keep a lookout for any of their ships coming your way.
Well done, everyone. Sorry, I apologize for shouting. But
That
well
wasn't-
done.
That wasn't shouting. You weren't angry. That wasn't shouting.
No, I was a little angry, but it was the heat of the moment, and I did not mean to take it out on anyone.
Well, you got us out and going real quick, so all's well.
Yes, we did it together, and the reason I was angry is because I would have liked our escape to have been done together. I hope that's the last time we got separated. It worked out, but it wasn't exactly ideal. So if in the future we could communicate when things happen so that we can work it through together instead of leaping into action.
I was on the other side.
I know. I'm not blaming anyone. You could have come over and told us, or I mean, we saw Jiminy Tongue Twister come over to us. Or Cowrie has message. We have ways of communicating to each other than big shows.
Sorry, yeah. Okay.
It's
Sorry,
not-
I should have sent a message before we started running.
No, and again, it was a stressful situation. It's just these are opportunities for us to learn and learn from mistakes and grow.
I guess, yeah, if this was the one in which we could safely mess up, maybe. do we want to figure out a better exit plan going forward?
Ooh. A plan is good.
Of
I
like
mean-
what?
We have the code names. They've been pretty foolproof thus far. You know, I mean, yes, it was a good practice run on a bunch of low-level bounty hunters.
Real life would have recognized us.
Yes, that's not great that he's allied with these bounty hunters.
I think a plan would be great and it would be helpful. However, I'm not sure if it will work in every situation. But I'm all for new ideas.
Better not like a specific plan, but just like if if in an emergency my goal is this, you know, like
Yes, I think if there's an emergency and we're in another situation like this where we're in different parts of an area, different parts of a room, Kaori, you could message those that are scattered, or we can find each other. We're not that, I don't really think we have a hard time standing out. Just get together, and then from there we put our heads together and work it out.
okay.
Okay.
So in case of emergency, if separated, first priority should be order of operations should be regroup, figure out plan together, go from there.
Yes.
Or if we can't get together, then I can send a message and we can at least make sure that we're heading to the same spot.
Exactly. Set up a meeting point.
Yeah. And we've got the code names.
And you got the code names.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what was Mud's code name again?
Jonathan.
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 Jonathan. Is that that? Again, I just want to make sure that we're all good. If there's something I've said that has made anyone uncomfortable, please feel free to voice it or come find me later if you'd rather not bring it up now.
I'm not. All of the times we've had to work as a team, it's been a lot of split-second decisions, you know, of
Yes.
like, oh, if I don't do this, somebody might die. So I'm not used to teamwork with people. So
Well, you better get used to it.
okay. He just out of his pack just pulls out like an orange peel and starts nibbling on it.
We have rations, Mud. Don't eat the
Oh.
peels.
Oh, I just like to chew on this. It's
Oh,
nice.
all right. But if you're hungry, we have food.
I know. I made it.
Yes, and you did a very good job of doing so.
Okay.
With
Are
that,
you okay?
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
No,
Yes,
no, go right ahead.
I'm okay. I'm all right now. That it was just, you know, we know people are after us. That was the first time it felt really real that people are looking for us and hunting us down. And so I hadn't realized the gravity of the situation until now. So I want us all to be better prepared for the future, because that will most likely happen again.
Okay.
Her, is there anything you want to say? You've been quiet.
No. I think it makes sense. I do think that sometimes, I understand in this situation, I could have better communicated. However, I think there's instances where we are going to have to just make rational, a quick decision. And I wasn't about to leave Mud on the ocean, out there by himself with 25 people.
Of course, and no one. That's not the situation that would happen. And you know, the situations past there's no point in talking in hypotheticals, but we could have, taken a beat, sent a message to Mud, had Mud come over to us, and then if there were a situation for bounty hunters to find us, it seems like the Bandar would be the best place because they seem very, they're good allies to have. So, but I understand split decisions are kind of how we run, but I think there's always a moment to take a moment and make sure we're all on the same page.
Him yells down real quick and goes, "Her, we don't have a problem that you made 25 grown men shit themselves on the beach. Just let us know that it's gonna happen beforehand."
I'm not. Hey, we were trying to get out of there. That was my bad. I don't know.
But
No, do it more. I don't know if you can do that again, but just let us know.
You took some flowers, right?
You did, yes. You took
my
2
inventory,
fistfuls
yeah.
of purple flowers.
Can I
did.
druid craft those flowers?
Under no fucking circumstance.
Unlimited poison. Unlimited poison.
I just make a purple flower that's not poisonous. Say it's not poisonous, but it's a flower.
Like him, it did end up working. Just I would have liked to know what you were thinking before it happened.
For sure, I understand.
Thank you.
And now I think Olive mentioned putting your heads together and kind of formulating a plan. Would you guys like to know how Western waters have changed and what this means going forward?
Sure.
Okay. Information about the Battle of the Bards has left the Palms Bay and the Arbor. That means that this bounty is now live, and it is enacted all throughout the Palms Bay, all throughout the Finger Isles, the Island of Turnaround, and Exhibition Point. Everywhere that is under the direct control or protection of the Arbor and the head rolls is now going to enforce this bounty, and there will be bounty hunters to go along with that. Again, just to be clear about it, 10,000 for Cowrie. Cowrie's easily the French hen in that situation. It's 5,000 for the rest of you, Rahi and the Duke, because you were all on stage together, and it's $3,000 for the 3,000 gold for the SV Ramshackle. So people can basically find your ship. If they repossess your ship, go and find you, basically. Now, there's good news there. The SV Ramshackle doesn't exist anymore. So people can't track you based upon your ship alone. So as long as no one sees you board your ship, the new ship, the Exterminator, you're in the clear there. But as one of you said regarding Thrill of Life, anybody in the Arbor or Turnaround that knew what you guys look like, there are odds here and there as to who would betray you, but you really don't know in a country full of pirates. And so anyone that knows your faces or knows your names may be after a big payday.
Huh.
Such as Thrill of Life. Now, pros and cons. We're going to do cons first. So, number 1, Western waters, a lot more dangerous, just due to bounty hunters being a factor that I'm going to toss in as random traveling events when we do those. And 2, you guys probably can't stay in populated places for that long, because if word spreads, pirates looking to cash in will descend upon you in force, basically. However, there are some pros. There are some pros to this. Number 1, Balar Fortress is basically impenetrable, so that can still operate as a base of operations if you guys can get in there. And based upon Cowrie and the Luthol Thaudatur, with some basic puzzle solving, that should not be that difficult. And I would like everybody here to give me a history check with Cowrie and Olive with advantage.
Give Olive guidance.
Not
Okay.
20. I don't need it.
Perfect.
Oh.
I
Awesome.
give Cowrie guidance.
I will already give everything away, but if you want to try to crit, you can crit.
Did not crit. What was it? History?
Yep.
9.
History 9.
History.
Excellent.
19.
19. Her, what'd you get?
3.
A 3? Okay. Well, the nat 20, I'll say that you are that like kind of this will just be conveyed. Olive, especially now that you're kind of in communication with the chain breakers, you know that there is an unwritten, and you would all know this, just kind of, honoring the nat 20. There is an unwritten rule regarding bounties in the Arbor and the Underhand called the gravity factor. Now, the gravity factor was originally made due to a chainbreaker named, and with a crit, she's the largest of the chainbreakers. Her name is Talissa, but her nickname is Gravity, and they named this this unwritten rule after her. Because Gravity, Talissa, was so incredibly dangerous and wanted by the Underhand that her bounty got so high that too many people were going after her. And she killed so many of the bounty hunters that they had to start lowering her bounty to prevent more people from getting murdered. So basically, so the way that would work, so just to speak of that in layman's terms, these bounties are insanely high. But if you guys fight off enough bounty hunters or do something so bombastic and so crazy that people will think you're too dangerous to have a bounty on, your bounties could be lowered. So in a way, this could be the opportunity to go balls to the wall and do the most insane, batshit crazy ideas and adventures that you could possibly think of to get your bounty lowered. Make sense?
Yes. And I convey that to the group.
And the last thing I will say, ironically, Eastern slaver waters might be less dangerous for you because the Arbor's bounties aren't recognized by the Underhand and the supporting Fist Islands. And with that, the floor is yours. What do you guys do?
Going to Balar Fortress next, right?
Yes, it seems like that's our safest bet for now on this coast.
You're muted.
Do most people know what the Cat 5 and the Cornucopia look like and who they belong to?
What? I did not even think of that.
Good question.
Because they're supposed to meet us at Balar.
I will roll notoriety right now for the Duke and Rahi. Okay. With that, the Cat 5 is definitely more recognizable than the Cornucopia. But what I will say, though, given neither of those were 15 or above, the Duke and Rahi don't have any outstanding warrants. And actually, the Rahi is technically banned from the Arbor for the same reason that the Duke was banned from the Arbor and that you were banned from the Arbor. And so, more recently, their ships aren't, well known by the pirate population. Not saying it's not possible, but it's not like they have a giant fucking red star saying, come here, money here right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just big ships. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. Good thinking, though. Good thinking.
After Balar Fortress, we should probably decide where we're going next.
Yes,
I think
well,
it's probably going to be Superior Trum, right?
Well, that's another thing I wanted to discuss with you all. Preferably after we talk to Rahi and the Duke to see what they found. But I know I said last time that, and I lay out a map of the palm of the fist with the markings that we saw from Tior.
Mm-hmm.
I know I said last time we would sort of go in the counterclockwise circle to find the magical weapons, but plans change, our priorities change. I care more about what's important to all of us. So definitely Balar Fortress, but depending on what the Duke and Rahi tell us, we could go to the Moral Isles where your old crew is, or we could go to the Fist, or we'll be in while we're in Balar Fortress, we can go to the well and look for Sarday and perhaps get money from Rofia, or perhaps work out the deal to get Fred back. Or we could go to the Fist and look for Bihono, or we could go to Tangleroot and get Barnum and Arthur. There's plenty of options, but whatever the priority is, that's what I want us to focus on. For us.
I'm glad, and Mud looks to Cowrie. I'm sorry for making such a big stink earlier. I'm glad we went now to the band aisle. What is that where we were?
Yep.
Yes.
It's okay. It's been a breakneck pace.
I'm glad we went now, because probably with all the bounty hunters we wouldn't have been able to, like, a day from now, or got close. So
I appreciate you guys letting us take a pit stop there. And I will touch base with Rahi and the Duke and figure out what intel they may have gathered, and then we can go from there about what we think will be the best thing going forward. The best place to go next.
And it turned out, well, even though it was a great time, we got some valuable information. Not just for you, but for all of us going forward. I know the magical weapons are important, but I think it's also equally as important to make sure we have enough allies with whatever's to come.
Yeah. Oh.
So with that, any preliminary feelings as to where to go after Balar, or do we want to wait until we talk to Rahi and Duke?
just I don't want to tell anybody what to do, but when we start to go east, have any of you been in the Fists territory before? They have a saying there. If you're not accustomed to how things work there, they have a saying in the Fist territory. This one reeks of the west wind. And what it means basically is, if you go in there acting like you do in the Arbor, and you're not smart about it, you can get your shit kicked in real quick. There's a whole culture of how to act and how to present yourself so others don't mess with you, and it's I mean I've spent a long time studying how people oppress other people there, so I would offer maybe let me help you figure out how to navigate it so we don't get
Of course, that would be greatly appreciated, Matt. Thank you. And ironically enough, because the West and the East don't communicate, Eastern waters might be safer for us since they don't know who we are.
That's such a mindfuck.
It's almost like the gods want us to go to Eastern waters.
Kind of seems that way. The gods, the DM, one or the other.
Clumpin'.
Clumpin'.
Why are you booing us? We're right.
But yeah, I guess we'll learn how to act in a way that'll make us seem intimidating. Maybe we can role play to practice.
Is intimidating the right word, or is it being?
I don't know.
I don't.
It's okay, so don't like look at people and tell them good morning or excuse me when you're moving past them, cause they'll fucking know. You gotta walk like people literally have to bow at your feet.
Kind of like Abhav. In the sense that just have to have your wits about you.
I don't remember Abhav.
Yes,
I don't
that
remember.
is
I don't
that
think
is
you
a
were
great
there.
connection. That is it to a T. Yes.
Okay.
That's
I'm
Yas's
with you. What
district,
is-
the main streets of yeah.
Oh my god, my brain fully flatlined. I was like,
It's 9:40. There's been so many fucking names and places in this game.
Okay.
having a great time.
We
So-
can do that.
Yes, I think so. I think it also kind of like the Triple F Tavern. It sounds like similar vibes.
I mean, people don't like. You won't like see like people like screaming in terror.
That's
But
comforting.
the fear is a weapon, and it is currency. And the less you have of it, the more power. It's a little bit like wild animals there. If you show fear, there's always going to be somebody who's going to go for your throat. So
Well, then I think having a plan in case things start to go sour is the best move, especially going into this area.
yeah.
Definitely. But for now, put our fortress and then we go from there.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe it'll be nice to see Rahi and the Duke.
Definitely.
Okay. Balar. Sound good?
What'd you say? You cut out a little bit.
Oh, so sorry. Balar. All good?
Blar.
Blar.
Okay. With that, we're gonna take as you guys continue to sail easily and unimpeded. We're gonna take a very quick break and then come right back. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. Catch you guys. Peace.
The tofu.
I love tofu. And we're back. All right. Oh, what an excellent break. I've gotten into the habit of stretching before we get back to here. And so I pop my hips, I pop my knees like an old fucking man, and then I sit back down in my chair.
You will need to teach me how to pop my hips because mine have been tight.
I will teach you modified frog pose, and you'll never sit the same way again. It is wonderful.
Nice. Yes,
Yoga.
But yeah,
Frog.
so
Frog.
it is 8 days of sailing to get to Balar Fortress from the Bandile, and we're not going to do any kind of rolls for random encounters or anything, because again, the HDK Exterminator is not recognized. It's not the ship that you guys had when you were in the Arbor, so you are totally cool. You're all good there. Ongo is seen in just different places like every couple of hours. When you guys begin to sleep, he exits your room, or he just like goes and sits in a corner somewhere until you guys fall asleep. Nothing really else to mention there. Temperance is out there just eating meals. You guys have more than enough food. You guys have ways of producing food, so Temperance is well fed. Anything else while we are sailing around? If you want to poke Ongo, pet Temperance, now'd be the time.
I think Mud spends a lot of time out on the deck with the ocean, and he has a lot of thoughts in his head.
That's a lot of thoughts. Well, just really quickly, what are some of the things racing through his mind? I saw that. I knew what I was doing. I was like a waiter being like, "Are you enjoying your food?"
Your dentist, when their hands are fully in your mouth, they're like, "So how was your summer?"
Yep.
You're like, "Oh." I think Mud is trying to come to grips. I'm trying to I'm trying to come to grips with the way in which my world has changed.
Okay.
And the ways in which I am actively changing. And I think I'm going to do something that terrifies me. And I'm going to try and think of if I've ever had any happy memories while in Tangleroot.
From Tangleroot specifically?
Yeah.
You know what? Moss, because Mud's been such a good sport, and because they kind of like the name of the game has changed a bit, I will say that in this moment of peace, sitting alone, kind of just watching the waves lap up against the hull of the ship, you are able to think back, and there are no specific faces, there's no specific names that pop to mind, but you get the idea that even though it was such a horrendous situation to be in, an inexcusable one, a vile one, a completely deplorable one, there were faces. Again, vague, kind of like gray. You wouldn't even know a species. You wouldn't know sex or name or anything like that. But there were druids that inspired the feeling of warmth and of kindness. Whether or not they were friends or whether or not it was just people surviving together, I couldn't be more specific than that. But there are people that spark emotions that I don't think Mud has felt in a long time. And give me a quick insight check.
I'm going to flip my coin because
Okay.
that was a nat 1.
All good?
That's another nat 1.
Another nat 1.
Oh, buddy.
Okay. But with that, with how vague the memories are with 2 nat 1s, it fades. But the presence itself is still noteworthy, as it's a presence you have not felt in years. Okay, all right. Mud having that wonderful emotional moment. Anything else?
I do at one point sit down next to Ongo, wherever he's lurking. And I pull out the bag with the bagman in it.
Like a man trying to sell drugs to a high schooler. Hey kid, you want to see something cool?
And I just kind of sit down next to him and I'm like, so, Ongo, I'd like to introduce you to a friend of mine if you are going to be spending a lot of time with us. Here in this bag is my very good friend, the bagman. He pulled me in there once, is very scary. But we give him little trinkets so that he does not take us in the night. So if you have anything fun that you want to donate to the bagman, absolutely welcome to send it my way. I'll give it to him. Maybe he'll like you as much as he likes us. But just want to make sure that you knew all the players, knew all of our besties if you're going to be chilling with us.
The bagman pops his hand out and goes, and kind of like waves very quickly, and you're able to see the first reaction you've seen from Ongo ever as he goes, kind of like skirts back a little bit, and he kind of like looks to you, and he kind of like takes his hat and he goes, puts his hat back on, and you're able to watch Ongo get a little bit frustrated that he kind of cracked in front of you guys a little bit.
And kind of, as an example, I take a gold coin and I throw it in the bag.
Huh?
His mouth opens for the first time and no sound, and he goes,
The way in which I can hear the why.
I'm gonna do a quick Ongo looks at the bagman, and Ongo quickly he stands up and he goes, and he walks behind, like he just walks like out of view basically, and you're able to hear as he disappears in the sand, and you probably sit there and wait for about 5 minutes. Anything you do with the bagman in that time?
I pull out some parchment and I make a little drawing of Ongo and I give it to the Bagman so that they can get acclimated.
It's like introducing two cats between a door.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh?
You receive the parchment back. And you receive the parchment back. And on the other side, there's a new drawing there. And what you're able to see, you remember that drawing that you got fucking 20 sessions ago, where it was you and the Bagman hunched over like broken sea glass, basically, in that kind of like horrific way. And what you're able to see is it's the Bagman hunched over. I'm not going to be that abstract about it. It's Bagman hunched over, and then it's like you almost like this face is like scratched out basically, but due to like the wide brimmed cowboy hat, you're able to see a rendition of Ongo hunched over as well. And although there is still like broken glass all over the floor in this drawing, what you're able to notice is that it's the top half of hourglasses, and it seems like sand is pouring out of the like basically where the bottom should be, they're just pouring out onto the broken glass.
They know each other.
Oh.
And finally, you're able to see again, very abstract, but a looming figure in the background, like 3 times as large as like the Bagman and Ongo in this drawing. And there is no mouth, there is like no defining features. What you're able to see is a crude rendition of a necktie and then a small like spectacles, basically.
I kind of look at the drawing and I'm like, oh. And I kind of lean back over towards the bag and I whisper in, Bagman, you're so smart.
And you're able to see a hand shoot out. It points to you and goes, and then hands go back down.
You want something? You want something? I give him.
You have
What
so
do
much
I
underwear.
give to
You have
him?
so much underwear.
I have so
remember?
much underwear. I
Mighty
give him
honest-
some more. Sorry, what?
Go ahead first.
I was just gonna say I give him more underwear.
No problem. He grabs a pair of ladies' undies and he pulls them back into the bag. And give me a
They're
quick.
boxers with little cartoon red hearts all over 'em.
Exactly. Yes, that is a very Arbor core. Give me a quick insight check.
I'm so confused what you were just described. I'm gonna be completely honest.
In
Oh,
what
but I
terms?
think it's Ongo and then the accountant like looming behind him. He's the big figure with the tie, I think. I got a 7, so I'm gonna flip my coin
Okay.
actually.
Lots of coin flipping. Like it.
No! It was a natural 20 and then it was an 8.
Oh,
No.
then
11.
whatever the Bagman wishes to communicate, it sadly escapes you as Ongo reappears very quickly, and you see him point to the purple bag. He points to it and he goes, and he sits back down next to you.
Fair enough.
Does he belong to the accountant?
I don't know.
Remember? They said like
Yeah.
he didn't like us touching his stuff.
Oh.
Maybe it's this. Well, but he seemed confused about it now, so I don't know.
Maybe the
'Cause I got-
Bagman has something. I don't know.
Maybe. Because originally he was from Raven Cornchip.
Raven
No,
Conner,
Conner.
yes.
no, Bagman was in. I thought Bagman was in.
It was
Emmon's
given as a
tower.
gift to Emmon from Raven
But
Conner,
Emmon got him
from
Oh,
Raven
from-
okay, but
yeah.
but from Cornchip. Yes.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I'll see if I can shake down the Bagman for more information. And shake down, I mean roll better next time.
As you keep sitting there, Ongo just kind of tips his hat down, he kicks his feet out, and he just kind of starts like taking a nap in front of you, just kind of hanging out.
I hang out with Ongo.
Excellent. Anybody else want to hang out with Ongo?
Yeah, I do have a question. I want to bring Ongo to Temperance. Does Temperance see Ongo?
You're able to watch his temperance. and Temperance starts getting a little bit perturbed. But you're able to notice, like, Ongo doesn't move at all. He Ongo's kind of like standing in the middle of the deck, and Temperance kind of like begins moving around, like moves around Ongo and like through Ongo basically, but has no way of interacting with him. Everybody here, give me a quick animal handling or nature check, and all of you get advantage on the animal handling.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Oh god.
Baby.
23.
23,
18.
18,
21.
21,
5.
5. Calorie entranced by the bagman. I think the rest of you, Mud especially, would know the phrase "canary in the coal mine," in the way where, in certain ways that people can't really explain, animals have an innate sense of when things are either dangerous or not what they're supposed to be, and it seems that Ongo's presence, and I'll say that you can kind of extrapolate this, kind of going a little bit further. Ongo's presence upsets animals when he's around. Similar to like an earthquake or a thunderstorm or something like that. Anything else? Yeah, so you go, oh, fucking Ongo, come you just put Temperance in the same room as him, and Temperance kind of like freaks out a little bit, but can't do anything to him.
Okay, just wanted to see.
Yep.
I recall Temperance. I've just been kind of like watching this from the helm, and I recall Temperance back to me.
He approaches you.
That was scary, right? You can stay up here. You don't have to go near her.
You see Temperance. He gets very close to your like leg and just goes, and then he just gets down like in like a laying position on the helm of the ship.
I give him lean down and give him some scritches.
There's so much fur to work with. He's so big.
He's so big.
He's a big boy.
Temperance getting all the scritches. Okay. Anything else before we cut over to Blar?
Nah, I'm good.
No. Okay. Absolutely awesome. Well, 8 days of that later, you guys are approaching Blar Fortress. So, again, wonderful weather. The Fury is no factor here. No storms. You guys aren't close enough. Stationed a mile off the coast of Blar Fortress as you guys are approaching. Again, and Blar Fortress, this enormous rectangular dwarven structure that we'll get to in a little bit, you are able to see the Cat 5 and the Cornucopia, with Rahi and the Duke standing next to each other on the captain's deck of the Cornucopia, and the Duke has his hat off, his like curly like ramen hair, and he's waving and he's happy to see all of you return.
Hello.
You guys are able to wave out and come and dock your ships right in the middle of theirs, in between the Cat 5 and the Cornucopia, and you all are able to meet up as the Duke just says, "Bonjour! The ramshackle is looking as beautiful as a princess in the summer." As the Duke comes and he greets all of you, he begins kissing hands and giving big hugs and kissing cheeks on either side, things like that.
The ramshackle no longer exists. This is the HTK Exterminator, and you all should know well to refer to that from now on, please.
The Duke takes off his hat again and says, "Then a moment of silence for the ramshackle." But the Exterminator was born! Rahi comes over, starts doing the same, and Rahi actually approaches each of you and definitely gets way too close. Like gives the Duke feeling very kind of like hugging and stuff like that, and Rahi just kind of goes, "Nice to see all of you again." And she holds up a fist for a fist bump, but way too close for it to feel natural. Like it is definitely a forced behavior. Bump, bump. Including you, her. Including you. There is no added affection there.
Top 10 normal ways to greet your ex-wife.
Play it WikiHow. Play it cool.
I think with Mud, she's like, that's definitely not how you're supposed to do that.
Oh, I don't know what you're. I don't know what this is.
It's all right. It's the only way that I can greet people while also punching something.
Ah. I mean, I don't do hugs, so it's okay.
Okay, so how was the trips? How was the grip aisle? How was the band aisle?
We missed you.
We
Yes,
miss you
we-
too, all of you. Oh, just like my love was stolen from me.
Yes, we wish you all were there, but I think it went well. Learned lots of things. I'm sure you learned lots of things as well on your journey.
You are able to give me a quick perception check as you say that, Olive.
Perceive. 6.
With a, I'm gonna say everybody here can give me a perception check. I was unfair in my singling out.
21.
21,
15.
15,
11.
11. Her and Cowrie, her noticing the cat 5, Cowrie just kind of noticing when things are being discarded. Rahi and the Duke go, like you asked the Duke, goes, why yes, we learned a great many things, Olivine. And we have much to report. We stopped in Gangplank Crossing and got some information on the Crown Isle and the Filling Isle. And her and Cowrie, you're able to notice that on the Cat 5 and the Cornucopia, just like finishing up as you guys were getting there, you're able to notice that the crew of the Cat 5 and the crew of the Cornucopia are using crowbars to forcibly remove brass metal coverings from the guardrails, the helm, from the hull, and the main mast of the ships. Like it was metal that was placed that they don't want anymore.
Metal that was placed that they don't want anymore.
Yep.
Specifically, like they attacked a ship or something.
The Duke actually looks over and goes, no, they did not attack the ship. So that is something that happens when you dock at Gangplank Crossing, because it will mark you as a merchant ship so that slavers do not attack you when you are sailing.
Does that work?
Rahi comes over to you, Cowrie, and goes, they need... kind of like looks out and just kind of looks to all of you and goes, do we want to go over everything that we learn now, or do we want to get into that place? And she points to Balar a mile away.
We're gonna go into that
Whoa.
place. We're gonna go
We're
into
going-
that place.
We're
Because-
going that place?
Yes, and we're gonna go
Yes.
there now because there are people after us. Okay.
Right. Yes, that's why this is not the ramshackle anymore. The bounty from the Battle of the Bards is now active,
And you're included, both of you.
but not your ships.
Just you.
It's more so
Or-
for us, I think, than the two of you. But yes, you are included.
5,000 each?
5,000 for each of us, 10,000 for Cappy.
Rahi and the Duke share a glance, and Rahi goes, honestly, I expected it to be higher. That is nowhere near as high as it was when we raided Aincraft, so honestly, I see this as a net win. I'm gonna be honest.
All right. What did
Yes.
you expect it to be?
12,000 each, probably.
Oh,
The Duke kind of like,
Does Yasa not have a lot of money, or
what?
does Yasa not have a lot of money?
The way that I understand is that Egan Taurus is gonna pay out of his hoard for this. But the fact that he's paying more for Cowrie is kind of curious, because you were all complacent, and he doesn't exactly have a tolerance policy for like accessories. So I think he would want all of you, but it's kind of weird that they would pay double for Cowrie specifically.
Maybe it's because you got super powerful loot now.
Maybe.
Or that you know how to use a super powerful.
Can we make like an insight or a history check to see if we can piece together why that might be?
Oh, who? Oh, you know, if Delilah was here, I would say yes, but none of you would have any frame of reference as to why that is.
Fair.
Fair.
Yeah.
Because that does relate to modern day events and also ancient history, neither of which you guys were present for. So, but yeah. But the Duke kind of like slaps Rahi with his hat and goes, Rahi, it looks like we're back in the gang! We got the gang back together!
Getting the band back together.
But yes, we should try to get inside as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Rahi looks to all of you and goes, "Okay. Have fun.
You're not coming with us?
If we go 100 yards in that direction, the tower starts shooting at us."
Oh.
What?
I'm trying to remember.
How did I get through it
Um,
last time?
Yeah, did that happen to us? Would we?
No, you
walked
guys
over a
approached
bridge.
based from the land.
Oh, okay. Then maybe we'll go ahead since is it common knowledge that the loot is of Balar Fortress?
Yes, that is common knowledge, and Cowrie, history check very quick with advantage. This is like
Thank
this
God.
is a DC 10. Guidance
You
would
can.
apply if guidance wants to be given, but
You can.
Do I have it? Yay,
get
okay.
guided.
There's a little dicey there for a second, you guys.
A little dicey.
It's a 13.
It's a 13.
Oh,
You, so all of you would know this, that Balar Fortress essentially has, like, from the land, those security measures where it's those, like dwarven automatons, like, pop up and start beating the shit out of people when people get too close. But from the sea, you guys would all know this, is that there is a 1 mile radius around Balar Fortress from the sea, where if ships cross into that radius, the tower will start shooting ballistas to try to take ships down before they reach the tower. But Cowrie, you remember back from when you attuned to Tholthod Atur's lute, that vision where Tholthod strummed his lute and the tower was magically sealed. In the way where it's like the lute had some kind of resonance with the tower and caused the doors to shut, and with a 13, you would have to imagine turned on these quarantine procedures.
Okay. So I guess we can try and... I explained to everyone what I saw in my vision about the loot in the tower. So I guess we try and approach, and I can try and do that.
That sounds like a
And-
good plan.
Okay. We should maybe go slow in case I do it wrong or bad, so we don't get blasted.
We'll keep. It's pretty. It makes a pretty loud noise, so I don't think.
True.
I think we can stay within, or outside of the radius around it.
Okay.
We'll go slow.
I pull out the loot and also the pick, and kind of move towards the front of the ship as we move closer.
Inching closer and closer to this barrier, you could hear a fucking pin drop as every single crew member of the Cat 5 and the Cornucopia goes silent as you guys just very carefully and just begin approaching the barrier. Like it's an unseen border that once you cross it, it's on. And as you approach, a quick description of Balar Fortress before we continue, all right? It's a dwarven fortress within a mountain, minus the mountain. It's approaching Balar Fortress from the sea. You notice a pillar. It's a monolith, emerging from the water like architecture rebelling against nature's wishes. It's perfectly smooth on the outside, with no evidence of mortaring or welding, as if this structure was smelted perfectly from stone and iron. It's 400 feet tall out of the water, towering over any temples that you've seen in the well or the palm trees of the arbor. The structure appeared shorter when you approached it from the land, but seeing it in the sea now, you're able to notice that this 40-story structure extends beneath the waves as well, and a looming black shadow line pierces beneath the waves and continues for Clumpin knows how long. It's a fortress that has been sealed away from the world for hundreds of years that only 2 living beings have seen the inside of. Her and Tior Fedorov. You are at the border of Balar Fortress. It's a shorter description, but Balar Fortress exterior is simple in the most fascinating way. And Cowrie. Everybody else can help in whatever way they can, but I'm gonna need a performance check from you, okay?
Okay.
You got
Give
this.
you guidance.
Guidance.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Anybody want to help in any other way?
Give yourself Bardic.
How would we? How would
I
we
can't do
help?
that.
Can't do that. How would you help? How would you like to help?
Well, I guess I'm more so confused because this is pretty much reliant on Cowrie playing. Maybe I tell everyone to shut up. I don't know. Like,
Okay.
I need to be as quiet as possible. I have no idea,
No
like, how
problem.
you would help.
Give me 1 second here.
The
Actually-
Duke in the back going,
Shut the fuck up.
For every spell slot that you extend to help Cowrie with this, given you're all special in your own unique way, you may add 1d6 to this performance roll. The DC will be 25.
Go ahead.
25! Okay.
What spells? How many? Like, what kind of spell slots? Like, first level? Like, what is each level?
Spell slots equal 1d6 of just bonus to the roll.
I will. I'll trade places at the helm with him real quick.
Okay.
Not leaving the car and and drive. And I will quietly go up to Cowrie, give their hand a squeeze, and say, "You can do this. This is not like last time. All right? We're here, and we believe in you. We trust you."
Thanks.
And I cast Fly on you.
Oh!
Okay, awesome. You can add. Okay, so it's guidance plus 1d6. What do you do?
Oh God, I don't know. I'm such like, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna. When I was inside, oh no, that's from my tattoo. Never mind. I'm gonna go up to Cowrie. I don't know if this is even allowed, but we can say if you want, if you allow this.
Blow my mind.
I'm just gonna go up to her, or up to them. My apologies. And I'm gonna touch them, and I'm gonna say, "Let the past go. You got this." And I'll cast Mage Armor on you.
I will absolutely allow that. What does hers mage armor look like on somebody else?
I think it kind of like almost takes the form of what they're wearing, so it matches like their aesthetic rather than just like it complements the person and given their energy.
A small bit of electricity begins to jump between all of the different trinkets you have hanging from you, Cowrie, as Fly, guidance. So it's going to be 2d6. Yes, Mo, what's up?
In addition to the guidance, because that's a cantrip,
I will allow you to. Yes.
Mud.
Yeah, what's up?
Mud will quietly, I think he says it more to himself than he does to Cowrie, but he says, you already sparkle so much. I just need to help. And he will cast Fairy Fire around Cowrie and just have it be this opalescent, similar to their sealskin, sparkle around them.
Okay.
That's the first level.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely
That's all I have.
beautiful and wonderful. All right. DC 25 performance check. All right. What's your performance modifier?
I think Olive had.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
I fucking hate to do this, but I surged.
Let's go!
Surge means surge!
You just gave Cowrie disadvantage.
I
Wow,
would never
you
forgive
blew
myself.
up Cowrie. Amazing.
No! I would never forgive myself.
I can't wait to watch this back and see the moment where you go.
I fully did not see that at all. What'd you roll?
Hold on, let me roll the D100.
You got this.
Because I rolled the searches on my big chunk D20, and I wanted to make it as quiet as possible, and 48.
Okay.
Okay.
48's a good number. Very, very.
I like that number.
A little below
Divisible by
average.
2 many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Olive, as you cast Fly on Cowrie, you are able to, like, you kind of like whip your head over, and you're able to see like those old guys that like go to Muscle Beach, like in California a lot, and it's like, what the fuck would this voice be? And you're able to notice him go, "Alright then, looks like you're trying to do the best to have them not use their legs? That's unacceptable." And you're able to see this like dude is like a long white beard, water genasi, is absolutely shredded, and he goes like, he kind of like turns you to make you like look at him, and goes,
No,
And
go
goes-
away, please. No.
"No, what you gotta do, you gotta do squats, right now, you gotta start doing squats.
I do?
Do 3 squats right now."
Fine. Do 3 squats.
You do 3 squats. Everybody watches as Olive says, like, "Go away right now." Does 3 squats. You're able to watch as the guy goes, "That's absolutely perfect." And then like as water splashes, like up and then kind of like into your eyes, you blink and he disappears. And Olive, you feel just lighter. You just feel like your body works better. And you look down and your quad muscles are rippling. Your calves have like expanded by at least like probably 50%. Your biceps are far more defined. And for the next 2 days, you've advantage on all strength saving throws.
Oh! Buff Olive.
Olive.
Let's go.
Olive, you need to teach me that routine. What the fuck? Why are you gatekeeping this?
If I knew how to share this secret, I don't think I would, but not in a gatekeepy way. I don't know if I would wish this on everyone.
All right.
Your abs have abs.
I have abs. I look.
No, because Olive's like still like a little bit like stockier. Well, what I will say though is like, it's like Olive has just gone from like, like there's like a plumper individual. It looks like Olive fucking power lifts right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
How much can you bench?
Like-
We don't have time. It's
like
not the
pulls up her
moment.
shirt a bit, and it's just like a solid like round stomach of just core muscle. You know what I mean?
I looked down my dress and like, oh,
Yeah.
this isn't about me. This isn't about me. This is about Kyrie.
Okay.
Back up. Give him space.
Okay. Calorie performance modifier.
Distracted.
We have to focus back. Everybody stop being so horny. We have to blow up the ship. All right. So, performance
Only
modifier.
one of us has been horny.
My performance modifier is plus 11.
Plus 11. Okay. So that means if you get a 14 on the die, it's over immediately. You're going to roll a d20 plus a d4 plus 3d6. And the DC's a 25, all right?
Okay.
After-
Do you want me to tell you guys when I roll the d20, or do you want me to roll all of them and then give you the big number?
Whatever you want.
I think roll all of them.
Roll out of them.
Sorry, my foot is cramped. Jesus Christ.
You're stressed.
You got this. You got this.
Is it a 1?
I got an 11 total. I rolled a nat 1. I rolled a nat 1 on that. And I flipped my coin to make an insight check on the bagman.
Or you can flip your coin back.
I can flip it back, sure.
Wait,
flip it.
with the D6s and everything, or was that?
I got a 1 on the d20. I rolled 2 4s and a 1 on the d6s and a 1 on the guidance.
But you have a plus 11.
I did not add my fucking modifier. That's a 22.
22.
Still not a
Damn it.
25. I forgot about my modifier. There were a lot of numbers involved.
As you begin strumming Thulthar to Tur's lute. Again, you sat with it, you were contemplative with it, you may have even tuned it well, but I don't think you ever played it when you were on the ship. There was still that residual fear, correct?
Yeah.
As you begin to play it, you are able to hear, all of you, again, Cowrie, fairy fire, storm cloud armor around her, flying, is able to go, and again, just, of all the music you've heard from Cowrie, this is definitely the most unique, as you're able to hear, as this lute sounds legitimately horrid. And Cowrie, give me a quick investigation check with advantage.
Oh, you didn't tune it.
11.
11. You tuned this lute. You've worked with lutes before. You, as you're plucking away with the pick, you're able to feel that these strings are a lot tighter. And it almost seems like this is not reacting in the way that like a lute would normally react in your hands. But you look down, because you have proficiency with every single musical instrument. But as you're playing this lute, you realize that with the difference of how this lute operates and how it responds to, and how Balar Fortress responds to it, you have absolutely no idea how to play this instrument because it's closer to a remote than an instrument.
Oh.
And with that, with every pluck of the string, because it was a nat 1, you guys are able to watch as the exterminator is approaching, and it's edging ever closer to the territory of Balar Fortress. And with each pluck of the string, like Cowrie having to look down, like focus on the lute, being like, what the fuck's going on with this thing? Everybody else here is able to watch and hear, and massive, perfectly cubic chunks of Balar Fortress begin to be sucked in and moved around. And again, it's a 40-story tall building, absolutely massive, and these huge chunks and holes begin to appear. First, 2 at the top, and then 2 more about 20 feet down. And then you're able to watch as cubes begin to extend to the west and the east of it, like over to each side. And give me perception checks, all of you.
$27.
27?
6.
6?
18.
18?
Sorry, I'm trying to do math. I gave myself guidance, by the way, so that's a 22.
22? You guys are able to notice, looking in, like the sunlight being just at the right angle, in these holes within the fortress, as these like giant like cubes of stone are being moved, you're able to see ballistas, and they're getting ready to shoot out of the fortress at an angle towards you guys. And to the side of the fortress, popping out, you're able to notice ancient wooden dwarven trebuchets getting ready to hurl some kind of orbish object towards all of you.
We need to go back. Oh, go ahead.
Can I try? This is not technically what this spell does.
Okay.
Kind of. But so I have this spell, Gift of the Gab, that when you cast this spell, you skillfully reshape the memories of the listeners in your immediate area so that each creature of your choice within 5 feet of you forgets everything you said within the last 6 seconds. Those creatures then remember what you actually said. The words you speak as the verbal component of the spell. Can I try and cast that to reshape the sounds that I just made to try again? Basically, you can say no because it's not what it does.
No,
it's
he wants
meant to
to
be like memories.
But the fortress
No, you got
listens
him.
to you. So that would, because it's not something you cast on, because the way we can flavor it is you don't cast it on the fortress, you would cast it on yourself, and you would just basically take backsies, basically.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Okay, well, because the fortress is already
That's the verbal
reacted. So what I
components.
will say is this is going to be the last try for this,
Fair,
because I don't
absolutely
think
fair.
you've used that once this entire campaign so far.
No, I have not.
So what I'm going to need from you now is everybody watches, and again, Rahi and the Duke and the Cat 5 and the Cornucopia have not moved an inch. You guys have, like, inched closer and closer. And I'd say you're probably about 20 yards away from being within range of all of these weapons. And you're slowly and slowly approaching. And so this will be the last try that you get before you're within the territory. And then it's a mad dash. And we're going to move to combat the next session.
Okay.
So with that, what's up?
Do I still get to add all of the stuff I was adding before?
Everybody else can sacrifice another spell slot and give you all of the extra additives as before. I will allow that.
I will absolutely do that.
Fairy Fire's like a thing that I hold. It's concentration.
It has to work as a way of expending resources. You would have to give another spell slot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay. So everybody watches as Cowrie, I'm going to be honest, royally fucks that up, and the fortress prepares to destroy your ship.
Can I prepare an action if this is to go bad?
Okay, what's the
action? To stand at the front of the ship to try and cast tidal wave towards the ship to push us back. Now let me double check the spell, but
that's fucking cool.
Can I'm gonna wait.
And I'll heighten it too.
Y'all are playing fucking D&D. Let's go.
Can I get ready? Also hold an action at the helm as well to activate my Eldritch Claws, which give me a melee range of 15 feet to
kill Cowrie.
Punch.
Okay.
No, to
kill Cowrie
punch
immediately.
To like try and deflect any ballistas that come our way.
You can try.
Yeah.
So the
all
range. The
Okay.
range is 120 feet.
Okay.
And then it just says you conjure up a wave of water that crashes down on an area within range. And it doesn't say it's coming from me or anything.
Yeah, so I will fully allow you to hold that action, and the range shot, the exterminator can just fail, and you can just, if this fucks up, just basically push the exterminator out of the radius and get the fuck out of there and be like, we're safe, we are no longer within, we have not crossed the border, they're not going to exterminate us. Make sense?
Yeah, and let me just double check my meta magic.
Olive, anything from you?
Oh no, that's never mind.
Yeah. How would you say the Cat 5 and the Cornucopia are within 500 feet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I would like to prepare an action to Dimension Door Cowrie and myself out to the Cat 5 and the Cornucopia if shit goes sideways.
Okay. That is understandable. Cowrie is extremely visible, and I'm going to say that, at least Olive in your brain, that it is possible that these ballistas will target Cowrie specifically, giving just a flying force coming towards the fortress, and these ballistas will probably do like 3d12 damage if they hit, which could kill Cowrie probably immediately.
Yep. And I would like to give them another spell slot, D6.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I also give another spell slot.
Spell
as
slot,
well.
bell slot.
Okay.
I gave one already.
I already gave one. All right.
Okay.
Comes down to this. D20, 3d6, plus a d4, plus 11.
I'm so scared. It was so bad.
You have your coin now.
I do have my coin now because I
You have
rolled
your coin,
one
so you have
before.
advantage on this roll. Everybody, hold your breath.
Okay, let me do some math first. I need to roll that again because my God.
Oh God.
We're going to
Jesus
combat.
fucking Christ, you guys. What is fucking happening?
You have your plus 11. Don't
I
forget.
do. Let's do some math and see if we reroll this. Okay. Jesus. That's
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna re-roll this.
Okay.
My fucking
Guys,
God.
we got one more shot at this.
Jesus Christ. So I rolled a 6 and then I rolled a 4. And on all these lovely little add-ons you guys gave to me, I rolled 2 1s, a 3, and a 3. So I got the highest roll I got was a 22.
Okay.
Was that with 3d6 from us? And did Mud also give a guidance, or?
That was with the 3d6 and the guidance.
Okay.
Doesn't make, hold up. 6 plus how many? Say it
It
again.
was 6. Let's make sure I'm not just bad at math.
Calculator. I got the
It
calculator.
was a 6, 11, 2 1s, a 2, and a 3. If I'm just bad at math, this is gonna be very embarrassing.
I think you got a 24.
God, worse.
11
Somehow
plus
worse.
6.
Wait.
11 plus 6 plus 1 plus
Plus
1
1.
plus 2 plus 3. That's a
24.
24.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Somehow worse than a 22
Yeah.
to get a
Because you were
24.
1
We
away.
were so
I am
close.
so sorry, you guys.
Okay, we I don't know about you guys, but we cannot end with this. Like I can't. We gotta.
A 24.
Her,
Yep.
you held your action specifically
Oh.
to push the boat out of the way.
Gosh, so smart.
We're going to say that Cowrie is ever so slightly levitating off of the boat in the way that moving the boat will also move Cowrie, because that'd be kind of bullshit if you guys left and they were just within the border.
It would be fair. It would be fair to do.
The moment that the front post of the exterminator crosses over the threshold, you're all able to hear as 2 trebuchets begin hurling. You guys are able to look up, and with bits and pieces trailing off of them, you're able to see bits of scrap metal and rock fused together hurling towards the exterminator. At the same time, you're able to hear as 4 ballistas simultaneously shoot directly towards the exterminator. And racing towards you, her, how do you retract the exterminator out of the barrier?
The way I cast it, I'm looking at Cowrie. I'm like, Cowrie, got this. I take my attention back to the ballistas. As soon as I hear it, I immediately cast it with the 30 feet of water coming right towards the front of the boat, pushing us back to make sure we're out of range.
Okay, no, we're gonna say no damage at all, no saves have to be made. But immediately you all kind of lurch forward and have to like catch yourselves. You like fall to the ground or something as the entire the captain's quarters of the boat goes up in the air, and the entire front of the ship is doused, almost pressed underwater. As you guys skirt backwards, and 10 yards in front of you, you're able to watch as a ballista bolt pierces into the water and disappears into the shadows below. That would have definitely hit the ship, maybe hit Cowrie. And it would have been for 22 points of damage. However, you guys are also able to see that the ballistas, one of them lands after the ballista bolt, right where the ship would have been. 2 of the ballista bolts go slightly off to the left and slightly off to the right, missing, and then 1 of the trebuchet shots goes wide off to the side, like something broke inside of the mechanism and it can't fire accurately. So what you guys can learn from that is it's not a guaranteed hit when these things start firing. So if you wanted to do a mad dash and just get up against the fortress, that could be possible. But again, it's a lot of attacks being made against the ship, and if necessary, against you guys specifically.
Cowrie, there wasn't nothing that could have. Did anything happen when you touched the loot or when you attuned it? Like nothing? You can't remember anything?
It's like it doesn't work how a normal lute does. It's like instead of making chords and making the sounds that I know how to make, it's like it's talking to something, and I guess I'm not speaking the right language. I don't know if it's. I'm trying to get it to resonate with it so that it knows that it's of it, that it doesn't mean any harm, but I don't know, I can't do it.
Can I make an Arcana check on the loot to try to see if I can find like a cheat code
or whatever.
Up, down, down, A, B.
Yeah.
I mean, was there anything in? I mean, obviously, we don't know what happened. Like, we don't really know the details of the full moon festival. But was there anything within that, like, vision Cowrie had that would have gave any recollection towards this?
Okay, we're putting it together slowly and surely here. Olive, Arcana check. Her history check.
Is it because I don't speak Dwarvish?
Is that it?
Is that it?
I believe this fortress is racist.
This
it's only an
building is
11.
racist.
That's an 11 for me,
An
too.
11?
Damn.
Hot roll.
What'd you get, Kate?
Also an 11.
Also an 11. Okay. God, this is usually the campaign where you guys are rolling fucking 24s like it's a dog's breakfast. Her.
It's hard.
Olive, in terms of knowing like a cheat code in that way, with an 11, not necessarily. There doesn't seem to be any kind of hack to being able to master this thing magically outside of just practicing with it a lot. Now, pumping spell slots clearly does have an effect of like kind of channeling that energy into the loot, but outside of that, there's nothing that immediately comes to mind. Her, if you're able to put it together, if everybody here is able to put it together, I'll let you re-roll with advantage. You remember Ballfriend and how Ballfriend talked to you. And it's like that kind of sticks out where it's like there was a unique that was my voice. It was a unique voice, it was a unique way of talking. What was that voice? If you can
Isn't it
remember.
like a buzzing sound? Isn't it like this? Trying to remember.
I don't remember.
Is it a buzzing sound? I don't remember.
Well, I wanted to give some space for people to attempt to get it. But Gab, you hit the nail on the head. It was a buzzing kind of voice. Give me a history check with an advantage, please.
Let's go!
Guidance.
Bardic.
All right, the last roll, this time I rolled a 2, but the last time I rolled an 11. So let's add, guidance is a D4, and what's your bardic?
D6.
If a bounty hunter ship attacks us now, we have no resources to fight them.
You know,
That's not true.
Get into the fortress!
It's a 17?
17. Well, Mud, you're able to see Rahi like a ship begins to approach, like, hi ho there, travelers. Are you aware that that's Belarn? And Rahi goes, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up right now. Walk away. Walk away. Jesus.
I'm so sorry.
We're just passing by. We're just passing by.
We're just passing by.
With a 17, you remember her. That Ballfriend spoke with a very specific inflection. It was extremely high, and then it would resonate. So it was like, and it would go, it almost like it would ascend and then go, what are you here? And it would go up and then down. And it would consistently, almost like a frequency, like a buzzing.
Yeah, because I don't remember Ballfriend actually speaking to us.
He
Or
did.
speaking to me.
It was he did speak to you specifically, yes. But with a 17, you're able to remember the pitch at which Ballfriend spoke. If you'd like to relay that to everybody.
So I remember Ballfriend.
No.
Right. I went into Balar Fortress, and there is a gold metallic ball in there that did some genetic testing on us. That told us we were all safe.
What are genetics?
That's a wild thing
We
to
don't
say.
have
in a
time.
D&D
We don't
game.
have time. We don't have time.
We don't have time. Look at
No.
that.
But the way the ball talks was almost like a frequency, like a wave going up and down. So maybe like if you could do that with your lute or like strum it so that you continues that wave, but it was really high pitched.
Okay. To try and match the kind of like, yeah. Okay.
It's a frequency almost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so less of a song and more of a what's the word?
Pitch.
Frequency.
A hum.
Yeah,
Pitch.
exactly.
A
Yeah.
hum.
Hum.
A pitch.
Yeah.
A buzz.
And
a hum.
An idea.
Okay.
I do have fly cast on me now from Olive.
Yes.
Mhm.
If you guys are okay with it, I could try and fly ahead and try again and be a much smaller target than the ships.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You get shot down in the water.
Then I'd be a seal and I come back.
Or you die in the water and none
Or
of
I
us
die
can
in the
reach
water
you.
and then
Yeah.
I can't heal you because you're too far
Yeah.
away.
We're gonna do the same exact plan as last time. Is that okay?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need to save my last spell slot in case anybody gets hurt.
I can you guys have done that. I haven't burned any of mine, so I can burn 3 spell slots to do that. So that you guys can keep them for stuff.
I will still
Okay.
give you a spell slot. I will also expend 2 sorcery points to give you bad luck, which is a D4.
I give you guidance.
Okay.
I'm still gonna give you a spell slot because we need
Yeah.
to get
It's gonna be 5d6. We
All
are
right.
brute
Okay.
forcing this
Everybody,
shit.
And I'm
everybody,
I'm
everybody listen
hold-
the fuck up. Everybody listen the fuck
I'm
up.
holding an action too.
Holding an action. Her was like, I will turn this car around.
We will do
now."
this. if
We're
it
doing this
fucking
over
kills
again.
us.
So, well, Rahi and the Duke are like, you're able to watch as like Rahi is like holding onto the Duke, and the Duke is cartoonishly like fingernails going everywhere. Just- okay, so this is the last roll we're gonna do, and if we fuck this up, we're gonna end on a failure. It's almost 11 o'clock anyway, so it's a good time to end. So here's how we're gonna do this. All right, let me make sure I get this right. You're gonna roll this with advantage now because you know what you're aiming for. The DC has been lowered to 23. All right, to 23.
We can do it.
We can do
So,
it.
2d20 taking the higher one, guidance, bend luck, 2d4. So 2d20, 2d4.
And a D6 from me, her,
I was
and
gonna mention
So
it.
I burned 3 spell slots.
Two
so we got
D6.
5d6.
2d6 plus 3d6, 5d6, 2d4, advantage. All right.
If
Yes.
we can't make it, it was not
Meant
meant
to be.
It feels like the remedial skill check now.
Take out the calculator app. Take out the calculator. You're gonna need it.
Okay.
Okay.
Plus
okay.
11. Plus 11.
plus 11.
Plus
11.
You got
Plus
this.
11.
23.
Got this.
Okay.
And I'm preparing tidal wave again.
Okay. Thank you guys for bearing with me and my shitty rolls.
Always.
I'm gonna
Always.
prepare. Because I have just from subclass of being a Circle of the Stars. I'm gonna prepare a guiding bolt, to blast any incoming ballistas out.
To
okay, got
blast
it.
carry out of the damn
Yeah.
sky.
Oh, that piece
I'm
of
just gonna
junk.
pick carry out
Out of
and
the
chuck her.
sky!
Okay, everybody hold your breath.
Do it.
Base.
It's got an advantage. Okay. We're looking good. We're looking good, you guys.
Okay.
We're looking very good. Just let me do some math about it. Because it's too many numbers. But we're looking good.
Just for the record, I also prepared the same action as last time of holding Dimension Door in case shit goes sideways.
Got it. Not a problem.
And I didn't surge, so we're fine.
There, that'd be.
You're so buff.
She's literally
At what
ripped.
cost?
Okay. To put in perspective how this statistically should have gone with all of the shit we were doing, last time I got what? A 24. This time I got a 52.
Holy shit! How?
Because it was I got a 19 and then I added 5d6 and 2d4 and also 11.
Oh my god.
Just
There's gonna be a
so dog shit on
Could there
everything.
be-
I'm ready to
could
put
there
a
be-
compilation together of you rolling, all of us being like this, then being like this, and then you say 52, and we're like, what the actual fuck?
God, you
Can
just
there be
missed
a-
it.
Can there
Even
be
if
a
we
rule?
reverse the numbers, you still get the DC.
Imagine if that's how D&D worked.
You reverse the numbers.
You roll and reverse the number.
I rolled a 19 on the d20 and a 5 on the other, so I did need the advantage.
Okay. Cowrie, I'm feeling fucking delirious. What is going through your mind as you do this for the third and final time?
Okay. It is just the most. Kara just feels buzzing with adrenaline and so wired because I cannot fuck this up again, or else I'm gonna get all my friends ballistaed. And just with everything that her told me about it being a hum and it being a frequency, instead of it being a melody or a tune that I already know, I'm sort of plucking the strings almost like I'm tuning it. But instead of tuning the lute, I'm tuning instead of tuning the lute, it's almost like I'm trying to tune the tower and going at it that way and trying to match that frequency is where it starts, I think, to make sense for Kaori.
There's a certain hum from Balar, the constant movement happening inside. And Kaori, it's the first time that you've ever had to perform in a way that was not to incite joy, it was not to elicit emotions or to relax people or to inspire them. This is the first performance you've ever had to give that is commanding, that is almost rallying in a way, where it is not kind of in a similar vein of like how drummer boys for armies will use that music to like summon troops and to like make certain formations occur, like horn blowers. You begin strumming these chords, not trying to apply any kind of music theory to it, but instead trying to speak to the fortress, to attune to it itself, to resonate with it. And you're able to watch as you approach, and the ballistas and the catapults, they all begin to... and they all begin arming themselves once again, and suddenly you begin to... and you begin to watch as everything shakes just momentarily, like something deep within Balar has been activated for the first time in a very long time. And then as you continue playing, sweat dripping down everybody's foreheads, the Duke is eating his arms fucking SpongeBob style. You guys are able to watch as the ballistas, the trebuchets disappear back within either side of the fortress. And suddenly, cubes of iron and stone, and they begin to fill in the gaps where the ballistas once were. As for the first time in 500 years, the security measures of Balar Fortress seemingly have been deactivated. And for the second time in the last 6 months, you guys are able to watch as right at the, basically, like right, almost like half of the cube is above water, half below, right where the ocean meets the fortress before it plunges downward. You're able to watch as moss-covered, like corroded metal and just cracked mortar and stone begins to... and you're able to watch as a massive entrance becomes visible to you. Completely black inside, no torches, nothing, but a space large enough for ships to sail into, to allow you and your ships access to Balar Fortress.
I touch back down on the ship and kind of turn back around. I couldn't have done that without you guys. Thank you.
Just give Kaori a big hug.
I'm just glad we didn't get ballisted.
Good
We knew
job,
you could do
guys.
it. We knew you could do it.
Let's go inside.
All right.
Right.
Oh,
Oh.
get ready for the big shiny gold thing. I think.
Oh,
Yeah. It might
Ah.
prick your finger, Mud. But it won't hurt.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt.
Okay.
We'll see what happens, and I'll go to the helm and I'll wave Rocky and the Duke over.
Okay, you're able to watch as Rahi gives a deep, again, out of earshot, gives a deep hug to the Duke and, like, picks him up as they are both so relieved that you guys didn't just destroy your ship in front of them. Deep hug, places them down, and they begin commanding their crews. They begin sailing after you. Do you guys sail into Blar Fortress?
Yeah.
All right. As you guys begin to sail into Blar Fortress, we're going to do one final description, then call it for the evening. Make sense? I want to give a reward for such a marathon.
Please.
What a fucking job, guys.
Please.
Excellent. You guys sail forward, closer to Blar Fortress than anybody has been in 500 years. And you're able to see within this cavern that's opened up, again, everything is very mathematical. It's all of dwarven creation. Everything is perfect cubes of metal and stone. And as you sail into this cavern, not a single light is visible. It is complete pitch blackness, and just as the Cat 5 cornucopia and the exterminator all enter within to the cave, you're all able to hear as and the fortress reseals itself behind you. And just for a moment, everything is completely black. And then, suddenly, you're able to feel things begin moving under you, as if you become heavier, as if the earth is moving you upward. You're able to then feel you're able to hear as Rahi and the Duke say, "Keel haul! Everyone brace!" As you're able to hear as water begins pouring out of this chamber that you guys are in, and your ships begin to list over to one side, creating almost like 45, 50-degree angles as this chamber is eliminating the water that was just in it. As like Rahi grabs onto like the main mast, she grabs onto the Duke to hold everybody upright. How do you guys brace yourselves as your ship begins to turn over to one side?
Well, good thing Olive's jacked. Olive can hold all of us down.
Yeah.
I'll grab onto her and hold on to the main to the railing.
Okay.
I loop an arm around Olive's because she's jacked.
I loop my other arm around Temperance because I don't trust my newfound strength.
Temperance starts going and starts like kind of pushing up against, like, even Ongo's kind of like holding on to his hat.
This poor guy was so cool before he met us.
And suddenly everything's moving. Your ships begin to get like keel hauled basically, and then the cubes in front of you begin to move, and light emerges through the cracks as the fortress itself, the interior, begins to reveal itself to you. And what you're able to see is beautiful and strange, and already seen by her many months ago. Blar Fortress, the interior, is illuminated by golden fire, and by light being reflected off of mirrors and shined sheets of metal. It is warm and humid, like an inn during the foreign season of winter. You're able to see that everything inside of the fortress is made of polished iron and gold and gemstones. The floors you walk on in this vacant space, as your feet touch metal plates for perhaps the first time, they echo, and you're able to hear them reverberate for floors and floors, hundreds of feet up and down. Walkways are revealed to you that line the interior walls of this enormous space. And as you guys kind of approach these like guardrails, do you look up or down? Who looks in which direction?
I'll look up.
Down and up. Perfect.
Where was that? Like, I don't know it's an infirmary, but in person I know it's an infirmary.
Yeah.
Like, way was that? Was that up?
That was up.
I think that
yes.
was up. I'm looking there because I think Ball Friend's going to be up there.
So as you keep looking, so those of you that look up, you're able to see these like large rooms or maybe even neighborhoods moving. These cubic, these cubes are being reorganized by the automated dwarven construct still operating this place long after the population passed. Full taverns and shops and meeting areas are in a constant state of mechanical transition, coming to a head at the ceiling of Balar Fortress, 40 stories above you, hidden behind a web of bridges and cut-throughs. And Mud, looking down, a slight sense of vertigo overcomes you as you're able to see at least 40 stories beneath you as well, a drop so far that it almost looks like the fortress becomes slimmer the farther down your gaze travels. Balar Fortress and the dwarves that once lived here built into the sea floor as well as up into the sky. But this comes to a head when you notice that the very floor of Balar Fortress is not made of this elaborate metal, but is simple rock and stone for some reason. And lastly, regarding the environment that you're in, as you come away from the guardrails and you look back on the small distance you've walked, you noticed that your feet are leaving footprints, almost as if you're walking through snow. But you realize that this isn't snow, it couldn't be. It's dust. Dust that has covered every stagnant surface of this place, every railing, every floor. It's filthy with unuse. And again, besides her and Tior, you're the first people to set foot in here in hundreds of years. It's a secret city, completely defended, completely sealed away, with not one living creature inside. Notice how I said living creature, because the final piece of this place that I want to describe to you is that you do see movement here and there in certain sections. You're able to notice, dwarven automatons. They're ancient in their design. Some, they look like brass spiders the size of dogs. Others, the size of people with like enormous wheels to roll around on instead of legs. And a few hundred yards above you guys, grappling around before landing and rolling from section to section, a huge ball of brass with different sections made to move and reveal internal like compartments and hidden away contraptions. And suddenly you guys watch as this massive ball 30 feet in diameter begins to grapple its way down to all of you before spider legs pop out of it as it lands. As it looks, it kind of rotates and seems to take all of you in some way and scurries up to you, her specifically, and goes, "Visitor 2! You have returned to me, Visitor 2!"
We're excited to be back. I brought friends.
More visitors! Happy to see all of you! And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Welcome to Balar Fortress, everybody!
Ooh.
Return of Ball Friend.
Return of the king.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're all having a good time.
So long.
Yeah.
Yes. And
It's only taken a year and a half to get back.
Year and a half.
Yeah,
hey, but now okay, so quick spoiler before we sign off. With such an incredible role with getting inside, because you can talk to these automatons now, basically, because now you can command the fortress, the automatons are part of the fortress. Ballfriend clearly has like some seniority, as like it has like more complex actions to carry out, but the however many like droids that are within here, the spider ones and the humanoid ones, you can command those around. You can command around the chunks to move where they need to. You can command the defenses if necessary. This entire place is under Cowrie's control. And I do have plans for that if you guys wish to go down certain routes, but that is a story for another day. We all have fun?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've seen people roll worse. I did that. That is...
Truly?
And I'm DM for
out of
Alex.
the way.
Astounding.
So...
My
We got
God.
them all out of the way.
Yeah.
Out of the way.
That was
It's
all-
it's all
This
better.
was all like the karmic balance for how like well in general we've rolled for this whole campaign.
Yes.
Yep.
so funny.
Gosh, oh
It's
gosh. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for burning all those damn spells.
It's
Of
fine.
course. I only wish I fucking wish I'd given you a bend luck earlier.
We got there.
I'm glad we didn't have to go into battle. I would have rather you kept re-rolling and us
Yeah.
using spell slots because we can take a long rest.
True.
Right,
True,
yeah.
true. We got
Thank you,
there.
Drew, for letting us try.
3 times.
Yeah.
That
Third
gift
time's the charm.
That gift
Third
of
time's
gab,
the charm.
I was like, that is probably one of the most creative fucking uses because like, the fortress is listening to you. It is like a conversation,
Mhm.
basically.
Did you just get
I
Gift of
just-
Gab?
I got Gift of Gab like a million years ago and have never
Damn.
used it. Because I was like, it's such a cool spell, I want to use it. But I just like the opportunity never presented itself.
Mm-hmm.
And bless
it
you.
did.
Level,
And here it
we're
is.
level 7, right?
Yes, we're level 7.
Yes.
What were we? Yes.
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 Okay.
It's I love this episode. We didn't really like sweat a lot. It was more so like even with the Lost Fortress, like you know, like
Oh no, I was sweating. I don't know
I was
about you.
I was sweating. Well, 'cause I was so sure because Kaori has a plus 11.
11.
Me
Just
too. I was
had
like,
to roll.
it's a sure thing. And then
Yeah.
I
Didn't you roll? When did you roll you rolled a 30 at one point for performance? When did you do that?
I
I
think
was
that
like-
was Battle of the Bards, I
yeah,
thought.
I
yeah.
think so.
that's if you roll a 19 plus 11, it's a 30.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
it's also like the beginning of this session was so funny of just like, we have come here, give up your leader. It's in my mouth.
No, I'm Kaori Shadrach. No, I'm Kaori Shadrach. I'm Kaori Shadrach.
But yeah, Cutter Cat.
Yeah.
I
I
need to.
remembered it. They're siblings, and they grew up in
Yeah.
an orphanage together.
Yes, they did.
But for some reason, I was thinking that they like hated each other.
They do hate each other.
Am I making that? Okay.
Yeah, because I spoiled that for you guys a long time ago. I'll just, I guess I can just spoil it now. They grew up, they were all dropped off as siblings, but the person that dropped them off knew how to read and knew like how like official documentation works for them, and so listed their names as Cutter Jack, Cutter Cat, like so it's Jack Cutter, Cat Cutter, but they thought that it was that they pirated each other's names and so they want to kill each other. So they have no idea that they're siblings.
That's kind of really tragic. Oh man.
Yes,
Fucking sad.
but it's 11:11. Make a wish. My wish is to go to bed, and my
Yes.
my wish is for everybody watching.
My wish is for
this-
Darby to roll better next session because they deserve it.
Yeah.
They deserve it. They deserve
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, and we got Alata coming up literally tomorrow, so we got to get to bed and have a great time for
gosh,
that.
good luck to you all.
Oh yeah, best
My
of
name
luck.
is Trey. I have a basketball game tomorrow.
Well, yeah,
Alright.
amazing. I have a question for you post stream, but
Okay, then everybody sleep well. Thank you for coming to the table, and we'll catch you later.
Bye, bye, bye.